What is going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500 if we have time. I also want to look at this article which says on CoinDesk, US inflation jumps to 39-year high of 6.8% in November, which is absolutely nuts. And I do believe we should be talking about this as it could greatly impact not only investment strategies that we have here on the channel, but cryptocurrency as a whole. We'll see what the article has to say. Otherwise, as you guys can see, for the most part, cryptocurrency, XRP specifically, has pretty much been in a consolidation standpoint for about a week now. You can see we're pretty much completing the falling wedge pattern that we have here on cryptocurrency. I am, fairly happy that we did reach the bottom here at point C, which is what we've been waiting for honestly a couple of weeks now. I'd say since early September, we've seen this consolidation standpoint, and eventually we have finally come back down in, the beginning of December to finally retest point C here. And I do believe once we see this falling wedge complete itself, we should have a target set from point C to swing us all the way up to point D here, which would basically swing the price from 74 cents all the way up to $1.13, which we will leverage trade here from right here at this level, breaking through once we can confirm closing the daily here, breaking through all the way up to point D here. We'll leverage this on Bityard. Now, not only that, Ethereum as well as Bitcoin are starting to look kind of interesting, and I do want to go in depth about that today. S&P 500 slowly starting to consolidate upwards. We'll go more into that later on. But otherwise, guys, today's video is brought to us by Market Making Pro here. MMPRO is a B2B platform for market making in the cryptocurrency market. MMPRO is a market participant who creates token liquidity by placing transactions and controlling the price of an asset on the market. CoinMarketCap, CertiK, you can see they're audited by CertiK, and PancakeSwap. So it's quite an interesting project if you ask me. I want to talk about them more at the end of today's episode, so definitely stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I have linked them down in the description below if you'd like to check them out earlier. Otherwise, guys, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, as you can see here, I do have the CoinDesk article pulled up. You can see that prices for Bitcoin seen by a growing number of investors as a hedge against inflation jumped 2% after the CPI report from the U.S. Department of Labor Bureau came out. You can see that we're actually, at a pretty substantial high. This is comparing, I think, since 2000 here all the way to 2021 here. The amount of inflation we've seen pretty much year to date every single time, and the highest being maybe 5% on, in 2000. This is like 4 or 5 here, and you can see the first time in a very long time, 40 years, actually hitting 6.8% here. So the U.S. Labor Department's Consumer Price Index, closely tracked by Bitcoin's traders due to the cryptocurrency use by some investors as a hedge against inflation. What that means is when they see prices swing up, they move money out of, certain areas that in fiat currency and move them into cryptocurrency to battle the inflation rate and leave the money in here to basically make up for the losses. It says the CPI for all items rose 6.8% in the 12 months through November, which is crazy. That is a huge inflation rate. Average is about 3 to 4% every year. It's the highest since May of 1982 when it was 6.9. The cost of living increase was in line with the average forecast of economists in a Reuters survey, but it marked a sharp increase from October 6.2%. So it's pretty nuts to see how much inflation is pretty much taking over. You think about a 7% inflation rate here. That's a pretty big decrease on your money over the year. If you have literally just left it in the bank, that's a huge deflation on your value and the buying power that you have. And that's why I like to invest my money into the stock market, into other things, cryptocurrency as well, just to mitigate the losses and, hedge against the inflation rate of the dollar here. So guys, they are starting to battle it. And as we start to move on in next year and the years moving forward here, you're probably going to see interest rates start to rise and housing values start to come down here as interest starts to move up. That's usually the trade-off here. And that should hopefully, impact and reverse this inflation that we're starting to have here. We'll see exactly how it plays out moving forward in the markets, but it's really something to pay attention to, especially if we're in finance and cryptocurrency. It's definitely something to keep a close eye on. Now, jumping into the technical analysis here, you guys can see right now, current coin market cap, we're starting to consolidate back up. We're up about 1%, but overall, it's literally just consolidation. You can see the last 7 days, the past probably 2 or 3, have literally just been trading sideways for the most part here. And jumping into the technical analysis for XRP, this is really the main cryptocurrency that I am focusing focusing on. Obviously looking at Ethereum and Bitcoin too, but for right now, the main focus is completing this XRP chart and completing this falling wedge pattern that's been developing here for the past couple of days now. So since we've retested the top resistance with extreme aggression here, and this usually tends to break as bearish, you can see, in previous times in mid-August when we retested this, we shot lower, and then you can see here at the beginning of September, we retested it again. We broke extremely bearish to the downside here. It tends to be that when we retest these areas here, they act as an extreme resistance, especially the downtrend here. Every time we hit this, it usually tends to see a big reversal to the downside. Point B here, we retested, failed to the downside, and now here we are again retesting it back in mid-November here. We retested this, broke bearish once again, and this pretty much has spiraled us to a lower high formation here, all the way down to what was projected as point C retest right here. So very exciting. We did just recently retested this. We closed this major whale sell-off back above here, which was extremely good. And now you can see we've pretty much just been consolidating and trying to close the gap here within this falling wedge pattern. So what I'm patiently waiting for is for the consolidation to complete. This ends about the 15th to the 16th at most here, about maybe 4 to 5 days from today. And once we can complete this, we really have no other choice but to decide, are we going to be breaking bullish or bearish here? You can see we've pretty much just been consolidating inside of here, trading between maybe 78 cents and 85 cents. It's a really small move here, but once we can complete this, XRP is going to be left with no choice but to decide, are we going to be breaking through this bottom support here, which in that case, if we close the daily below this uptrend right here, we will be shorting this to the downside, and it will be a really big sell-off that is expected here. The only reason why I'm swinging more towards a reversal to the upside, and that's what's exciting, is not only are we becoming fairly oversold here on the relative strength indicator for XRP's daily charts here, but we're also starting to see other cryptocurrencies in line with the same formation XRP is forming here. So I do strongly believe that once we can confirm, and here's the target, you can see the downtrend here that started early in November here, and now it's currently December. It's been over a month where every time we retested the top of this resistance here, we break bearish. Once we can confirm a daily candle closing us above here, maybe 87 cents, maybe even 85 cents, but we close officially above here on the daily, it will be a big sign that breaking bullish is what the pattern is, and we should see a target run all the way up to about $1.12, which would be a fairly substantial run with a lot of volume incoming. You can see last time we retested bottom supports here, it tends to break extremely bullish off of here, and we almost go straight up to top resistances. So I am expecting and anticipating a point C to point D movement here, fairly aggressive and fairly quickly. So there will be, some time to buy back into this if you don't buy in once we can confirm closing here. But I'll update you guys on the XRP charts in the videos moving forward if we can confirm breaking above that. Now, it's not just XRP that I'm looking at. Ethereum is also showing signs of retesting bottom support here. Like I said, it's only a waiting game now. There's just a couple of days left. We're pretty much trading flatlined right now on 50 on the RSI here, maybe even lower, 46 on the RSI here. You can see consistently these falling wedge patterns tend to bounce off bottom support and break us bullish here, and this is the third confirmation of a falling wedge pattern. Not only is it being retested by moving averages, but we do have our uptrend, which are all good signs of potential reversal. So this ends right about the 15th to 16th, very similar to XRP, and once we can confirm closing above these levels, you can see basically we'll have no other choice but to decide where we're going to be moving to. Once we can confirm closing above these, probably a little bit longer here, that's when I plan on buying in on Ethereum and XRP and maybe even Bitcoin to leverage these to the upside here. So big things are coming for these cryptocurrencies. I'm excited to see how these are going to play out, but ultimately it's just a waiting game for right now. We're getting very close to the wire. Today is currently the 11th here, so I believe 4 to 5 days max what we're going to see. Probably in next week decide which direction these coins are going to be moving to. We've been in a bearish drought for a very long time now, and it's finally going to see that reversal, hopefully, that we're looking for to swing us back to the upside here. Now, also for Bitcoin, you can see this is the only concerning level that I have here. Granted, if we do look at the previous run that we've had, this falling wedge has broken us through bottom support here. So I do believe that even though we're currently floating a little bit lower here, that there is still a big opportunity to see the reversal that we're waiting for here. It's really just a consolidation game. I haven't bought into this coin yet because of the amount of lower high movements that have been happening, and I am waiting patiently for the reversal reversal and the flip off these falling wedges to swing us back to the upside here. This pattern has to be broken. The lower high pattern needs to be broken. Once we can confirm officially that break, that's when we'll be buying in and leveraging to the upside here. S&P 500 looks good too, currently retesting all-time highs, so we'll see how Monday opens up. But otherwise, things are looking okay for right now. It's nothing different from what we've been talking about the past couple of days here, but pretty much patiently waiting for the consolidation to fill in the gap here. Lastly, what I wanted to show you was the weekly, how beautiful this is playing out right now. You can see the massive symmetrical triangle that's forming on XRP here, the beautiful bullish break we're starting to see, the reversal pattern that we're looking for on the weekly, you can see is starting to form a green candle here, and I believe this is going to continue to scale us up all the way to retest point D here, which will be fairly substantial and should happen fairly quickly. I'd say maybe by mid-January, we should be pretty much retesting this top resistance here. Otherwise, guys, I do want to talk more about MMPRO with you. I want to give a huge shout out to MMPRO for sponsoring today's episode. As with all crypto projects, please do your own research and never invest anything that you can't afford to lose. So guys, since 2017, the Blockchain House team has been providing market-making services for cryptocurrency projects. And Market Making Pro helps exchanges to maintain the price, create a spread, and fill their order books. Now, their trading terminal allows teams to manage their token strategy from a single dashboard that covers multiple trading pairs on centralized and decentralized exchanges. Now, they offer a wide range of services to all levels and sizes of projects depending on their requirements. And traditionally, there are many problems crypto tokens and exchanges face at the beginning of their journey, such as the inability to secure listings for their tokens, difficulty in managing their liquidity, and even providing sufficient trading data for token trust indexes. Now, MMPRO provides a solution to all of these major problems through their seamless and automated system that can help satisfy investor demands and recognition from tracking websites. And as a result of many years of software development for the internal support of their market makers team, a service of algorithmic solutions for managing crypto assets on cryptocurrency exchanges, MMPRO was created. Now, this software is used on more than 48 plus cryptocurrency exchanges, supporting the trading of various assets. And in recent news, MMPRO just announced their first project on its launchpad. And crazy thing is, most of you should already be familiar with them because we've reviewed them here on the channel, and it's Minto.finance. Now, Minto is an innovative decentralized mining DeFi platform which combines the advantages of DeFi and cloud mining together and enabling trust, which will eventually lead the mining industry to a new level. And Minto is a project that makes Bitcoin mining more convenient, transparent, and even profitable by eliminating entry barriers and reducing costs. Now, Minto helps to tokenize mining power and to distribute mining rewards among all the project participants. And after getting the token that corresponds to the mining power, holders may easily stake it on the Minto DeFi platform and claim their mining rewards at any time. And now Minto.finance will have a yield up to 250% per year in Bitcoin, and they're also part of the Huobi mining pool, and also Hacken did the contract audit for them. And what's great is that MMPRO's Launchpad token gives you an opportunity to participate in the upcoming token sales, and the terms are quite simple. Now, there are two staking pools, and you first have a limited pool with a max cap of the tokens locked at 50,000 MMPRO, and everyone who locks these tokens will get an evenly spread guaranteed allocation. And the second is unlimited, and whoever locks the most tokens will get a bigger share of the allocation. And the lock period is 1 week. And guys, also all the information about the public sale token price can be seen right here on the screen. So guys, why is Minto lucky? Well, that's because MMPRO is one of the coolest market makers on the market, and they only work with top projects. For example, the MetaHero project at its peak had 140 million of liquidity on PancakeSwap and 190,000 holders, and the token price from sale was up 200x. And equally cool project Singularity DAO, who most of you should also be familiar with since we reviewed them a few weeks ago, made its investors 30x return. And it makes sense to invest into both MMPRO and Minto, and there are rumors that MMPRO will be listed on the Tier 1 exchange. What's also cool is MMPRO has some exciting news. They just partnered with IvanPay, and IvanPay is a crypto payment system for vending, retail, and e-commerce with more than 100 plus companies worldwide that have already joined the system. Now guys, Bitcoin.com, Crypto.com, and many more are also a couple of IvanPay's clients, and they are even erasing borders. Soon, payments from MMPRO tokens will be available in all locations using IvanPay. So guys, don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity, and check out the links in the description where you can join the pre-sale. Otherwise, huge shout out to MMPRO for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.